8 years single. Yeah, dude. I've been single for 8 years. Now, if I wanted to have a girlfriend, I could have, but I've been single for 8 years by choice. The last relationship I had, a monogamous relationship with a girlfriend, ended in 2016, at the end of 2016. Pretty crazy. I've definitely dated a lot of women, but I've chosen this path by choice, and maybe you chose this path by choice. Maybe you're feeling depressed. Maybe you're feeling behind because you're single right now. I definitely felt that in the past as well. But if you're in your 30s right now and you're single, don't worry because there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I felt honestly for a while as time's gone on. I'm 33 now. I thought for so long that maybe I was missing out on something. I was behind, because it seemed like everybody else had it all figured out. But over time, I realized this one thing, and that is being single. For me, it wasn't about avoiding relationships. It was about really trying to become the best version of myself. I've got in the best shape of my life during this period. I've leveled up my career, like double, tripled my income. And I have built a mindset that doesn't break under pressure. And now I know when the right person comes along in my life, when the right woman comes along in my life, I won't be depending on her to complete me. I'll be choosing her from a place of abundance, from a place of strength, not from desperation, not from weakness, not from loneliness. And if you're single right now, bro, do not see it as a setback. You need to see it as your chance, your precious chance to build something incredible for yourself. So by the end of this video, you're going to learn how to use these single years right now, if you're in your 30s, to build unshakable confidence, create a life you're proud of, and really set yourself up for a future relationship where you're coming from a place of true strength, not neediness. But if you're new to my channel, welcome to The Ascended Man. If you're a returning viewer, subscriber, I appreciate you. And a little bit about me: I served in the U.S. Marines at the age of 20. I was in combat overseas, certified personal trainer for over a decade, and I've coached tons of men to peak performance. And now my mission is to help you forge strength, elevate your spirit, and lead with purpose. So let's get into it. I'm going to break down the three biggest lessons that I've learned over the past years being single, and how you can apply them to level up your life right now. So let me just take you back to the last girlfriend that I had. And like I said, this ended in 2016, at the end of 2016. And a little bit about this relationship. I knew going into it, we had the physical chemistry, but it was a very, very toxic relationship. I mean, there was physical, it was abusive emotionally, psychologically, physically. And we didn't really have anything in common. And I went into this relationship because I just got out of the military. I was craving some stability in my life. I wanted a woman that would cook good food and, I could share an amazing bond with and travel and have fun with. She actually had a job where she traveled a lot, so she was gone half the time. And when she was home, we always fought. I mean, every single birthday, every holiday, we fought constantly, and we lived together for 2 years. I ended up moving out of state to a state I didn't even want to move to. I went to a school that I didn't even really care about, and I was literally just doing everything for this woman. And, again, I was 23 at the time when we got together. So, I was young and dumb trying to figure my shit out, but it didn't work out. It was a very, very toxic relationship, but I'm so grateful for her and that relationship and the valuable lessons that it taught me, because I wouldn't be who I am today without that relationship. And you can probably think of a relationship right now that you had that really bad experience with, but you learned a lot from it. Hopefully you did, because that's what life is all about, right? Through the good times, through the bad times, the highs and the lows, no matter what happens, you want to always have valuable takeaways from every relationship. And So 2 years ended and I ended up moving to Florida because that was where I wanted to move to anyway. Before I had got out of the Marine Corps, I knew where I wanted to go. I knew what I wanted to do, but I changed my whole life path for someone else because I was genuinely craving to have that care, have that love from that one person. And even though I knew it wasn't serving me, my intuition was screaming at me, I still stayed. And that's because I had a lack of fulfillment. I had a lack of direction, lack of vision, lack of purpose for where I was heading in my life. And maybe, you can relate to that right now. A lot of times we go into relationships because we feel like we just need that person. We just want to have the love. We just want to have the partner, the girlfriend, the wife. And you see your friends get married, have amazing relationships with their partner. And it's like, okay, I want that too, So, but really the thing is you can't put other people before yourself. I mean, look, the whole point of life is to give back and serve others and be selfless. But in order to truly give the maximal amount of love to those around us, friends, romantic partner, you have to take care of you first, right? You have to fill your cup up with love first. And I remember this one specific time, it was shortly before we ended up breaking up and moving everything out, all her stuff out. She said to me in the kitchen, crying with tears down her face, Brian, you just need to find what makes you happy because I can't do that for you. She was crying and I was emotional. At the time, I sort of rejected what she was saying because I was very angry. I was very bitter. I was holding on to a lot of resentment. And, resentment, dude, is like a plaque. Unexpressed emotions builds up like a plaque, the anger, right? The resentment. And so we broke up, we moved everything out, and then my apartment was an empty shell and I felt so alone. It was definitely an adjustment period because we had a dog together and my dog was my world. I actually probably love my dog more than this girl, to be honest with you. Pretty crazy because we just weren't really that compatible, And then we got another dog together, and then I just let her take this amazing dog with her because it was really her dog. And yeah, man, it was an empty apartment, empty shell. Took me a while to finally be okay with being alone and being okay with doing things on my own. And then, I dated a bunch of women, lots of casual hookups, some other relationships that maybe I wanted to work out. They didn't really work out, and that's just how life is. But it was a very liberating feeling after a while because it's really, really tough at first. But once you're alone for a while, it's so much easier. And I just want you to know that it does really get better. And you're learning these lessons and these takeaways to be better for the next girl that you're with, right? So my first lesson is being single. Being single allows you to completely pour into yourself, right? Now, the problem is most guys these days, they waste their single years from chasing relationships, chasing women, chasing validation. They're afraid to be alone. They just want to have sex, right? Instead of chasing their potential. And when you're relationship hopping, I mean, girls do this too. We all do it, right? We've all done this before. When you're always in a relationship, you tend to prioritize someone else's needs over your own if you don't, if you haven't done the inner work first, right? And why this happens is society pushes men to believe that success and 2025 equals, having a girlfriend, having a wife by the time you're 30. And I even thought, in my early 20s that by the time I was 30, I'd be in my career making six figures at least a year, have a wife, have kids, the whole 9 yards, a house and everything. But it didn't work out like that, rather. So The truth is, if you're always in a relationship, you're never truly focused on you, though. And that's the thing, that alone time is a gift. So the solution is use this time right now to fully invest in yourself. If you're single in your 30s, fully invest in yourself, bro. Your body, your mind, your finances, and finding your purpose if you don't know what that is. So fitness and health, right? I love to work out. I've been working out since I was 16. I'm 33 now. I need you to hit the gym religiously, okay? They say the best revenge you can ever have is to just level up yourself. So start eating healthy, hit the gym every day, 4 or 5 times a week, fix your nutrition, get the 6-pack that you've been telling yourself for years that you wanted to get, but you've been too fucking lazy about it, okay? And just become stronger, build a well-sculpted physique, right? Because a well-sculpted physique is not something you can just go on aisle 5 at Walmart and buy. You have to earn it. Blood, sweat, tears. I mean, maybe some fucking blood if you scrape your shins doing deadlifts, but sweat equity. You have to pay your dues every single day. You also need to upgrade your mind, become smarter. Look, I'm not the smartest dude ever. I guess pretty average IQ. I sucked in school growing up. But it was really after college, after my college degree, that I learned way more after college, to be honest with you. So read more, eliminate those bad habits, become a more mentally resilient person, right? You need to callous your mind and truly start to build unshakable confidence where you have an aura about you that people can just feel. Women feel it, men feel it, and it's an undeniable thing. And not a lot of people have it. So you'll have the edge if you do that. And also, confidence is truly built from doing hard things. Go out there and fucking push yourself, dude. Challenge yourself. Do harder things. Write down some goals and execute on those goals. See it through. Be consistent. Make it happen. Confidence goes up when you have a stack of undeniable proof. I was in the Marine Corps for 4 years. Combat deployment. I've driven every military vehicle there pretty much is in modern day military. I have used every kind of weapon system from sniper rifles to machine guns to everything, you name it. I've done martial arts before. I've got an incredible physique in the past. I mean, I'm in pretty good shape now, but there was a point in time where I had a top 1% physique, like I did fitness modeling, and I also was a certified personal trainer through one of the hardest, arguably one of the hardest personal training certifications, the National Academy of Sports Medicine. I mean, I'm not trying to put myself on a pedestal here. I'm just saying, like, I've done a lot of stuff. I've done private security for the government. I finished college. I got my bachelor's degree. Like, I've done a lot of shit, I mean, built my own business during COVID. Again, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but all these wins that you stack in your life, all these W's, that's what builds the confidence, the unshakable confidence, right? So next thing is money and career. If you're not making at least 6 figures a year, at least $100,000 a year, you need to make that happen before you get into another relationship. Because what do women want? They want to eventually get married, have kids. You want to give them a good life. And dude, by the way, $100,000 a year is really not that much money. It's not even, it ain't even really given the kind of life that you'd want to probably live. Depends on what kind of life you want, though. I mean, it's expensive, dude. Living today is expensive. So you need to be making good money. If you're not on track to doing that anytime soon, you got to find a good vehicle to do that. I actually picked sales and, I have my own business. So doing coaching and consulting. So get the bread up, get the money up. Stop wasting money on things that don't serve you anymore. Stop having these subscriptions. Audit your finances. Seriously, get a grip on this. You can literally use AI to be your financial advisor these days, all right? Build a stable income. Women also want stability. Have a stable source of income. And honestly, have multiple streams of income. You got to start leveling up. You got to get your shit together, okay? You need to set yourself up right now for long-term success. And when you're single, when you don't have a wife, when you don't have kids, this is literally the best time to do it, okay? Next thing is I need you to master solitude. Master being alone. Learn to enjoy your own company. Most people can't even sit with themselves for more than 10 minutes without grabbing their phone or losing their mind, because we're so used to being constantly stimulated 24/7. But just learn to be by yourself, man. Take yourself out. Go to that movie that you want. You don't have to have a friend to go with you. Go do shit on your own, bro. Go take yourself out to eat. Learn to enjoy your own company without needing validation and company from other people. Now, I remember before I used to prioritize a relationship, before I used to prioritize a relationship over my own personal growth. So now we need to flip it if you're single. And once I committed to my growth, my journey, I built my body, my mind up. I got my finances right. Everything improved. Your confidence, your mind, everything. Your whole life improves, all right? So keep that in mind. And dude, listen, like I said earlier, if you're always hopping from one relationship to the next, you're never going to get the chance to truly level up. That's the thing. And excuse me, I'm just getting over sickness here. All right, next thing is, this period of time, you have freedom to pursue your passions, your career, level up your career, switch careers, finish school, any other hobbies that you have that you've been thinking about that you haven't been putting time towards. And there's no right answer. It's whatever you like to do, okay? That's really what it comes down to. It doesn't matter what other fucking people say. Don't let other people's opinions cloud your judgment in what you do, all right? Now, most relationships require sacrifice, right? At least to some degree. But when you're single, your time is yours. When you go into a relationship, remember this, you're going into the relationship to give. It's not what can I get out of it. If that's what you're doing, then go find someone who just wants to do casual hookups and spin plates, and go find yourself a transactional relationship if that's what you're looking for. But understand that when you're single, all your time is yours, bro. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You also just need to find your purpose, need to find true fulfillment. And that is really, really going to bring you the most fulfillment, is finding your purpose. What's your mission in life? What are your gifts to the world? Think about what you're good at. What are you naturally good at? And what do you like? What if people told you that you're good at in your life? Because we all have our own gifts. Start journaling about this stuff and think about it, man. And then you can start putting the pieces together of what you can be doing. Now, I've got this quote here I'm going to read. I actually wrote this a while ago, and it's in my notes here, about finding true fulfillment. In order for true fulfillment to exist, a man must always have a mission to pursue that calls to his soul, journeying on a meaningful path with the objective to make a larger difference in the world. We must strive not to live life seeking to achieve measures of success solely for our own personal gratification. This desire should not be from a place of hedonistic, selfish nature, but with the focus of serving others. Your intuition is your North Star. Let your intuition guide you like a compass and be the architect of your life. Now, let that sink in. So, moving on. Why this happens when you're in a relationship, right? Like, when you're in a relationship, bro, like, you constantly have to check in with someone else. So you don't have to worry about the time thing. You can do whatever you want. You compromising on goals. A lot of people compromise on their hobbies and their goals, let their bodies slip. And that's why you hear a lot of people, when they get into breakups, they ended up getting in really, really good shape. All right. Don't become a fat slob and sit around and just watch Netflix and play video games. That's not going to help you do anything, right? Level up your life. Forget about your Call of Duty character for a while. You can also avoid any unnecessary drama, right? Drama-free life. I literally have no drama in my life, and it's amazing. Why? Because I am the gatekeeper of my mind. I'm the gatekeeper of my energy. If you're not providing value to my life and helping me grow, I'm in my 30s, bro. I don't have fucking time for it. All right. So understand, being single allows you to just go all in on your personal growth without any limitations. All right. Fitness and health. No excuses right now. If you're fat, if you need to lose 15, 20 pounds, let's get it together. All right. You have the time right now. You have the time right now to really focus to sculpt your ideal body right now. Okay. And that's going to also, you know, make you more attractive to the next level of women, to, you know, to have that higher tier of women. Okay. Now, it's not all about your body either, which is leading me to this. Career and money. If you're not in a career that you like, leave the career, find something else. If it's not a good vehicle to potentially have a high, you know, make a lot of money, if you got a low ceiling, go to something else. All right. When you are just focusing on yourself and you're not dating for a while, you're not having that extra financial stress from unnecessary dates, right? No distractions from your work, and you're not draining your finances. Also, if you got credit card debt, kill that shit. 2 times in my life, I racked up over $11,000 of credit card debt, and now I have 0. I pay for everything with cash, okay? Actually, this one relationship that I was in when I was in my early 20s with this girl for 2 years, I racked up like 11 grand in credit card debt just to please her and make her happy. But inside, I was building resentment against myself. I was spending so much money that I didn't have. And then even after that, when I was just dating a ton of women for, you know, several years back, like 4 years ago, dude, I racked up so much credit card debt. And at one period of time, I went negative like $400 in my checking account. It was really embarrassing and very stressful. And you don't want to be in that position. All right, reading and learning. Continue getting smarter, learning more. This is, again, a great time. It's an optimal time to build yourself, to build more value on yourself, to make yourself smarter, more interesting, have more interesting conversations. Dude, I remember this one girl that I dated, and this was before I really started reading every day. And now I usually try to read at least 1 book a month, but I'm also always constantly learning to podcast, YouTube videos. This was about 5 years ago during COVID. I dated this one girl down in Florida, long distance relationship. And the times that we did hang out, she wasn't a very talkative person. She's one of those people who just maybe doesn't really contribute to too much. Like, you have to have a ton of energy. And I didn't really have much to talk about because I didn't really read a whole lot. I was literally just partying all the time, hooking up with girls, and always hungover. Had let my body go a little bit, and my mind was not clear. Your brain is like a muscle. You can stretch your brain. You can literally become smarter. And our conversations were so dull. I remember this one time we were sitting there eating at lunch, and it was so awkward because we actually like hooked up before. But sitting there, I didn't have shit to talk about. Now, you want to find someone who you've got synergy with, right? And we just didn't have the connection. It was off. But yeah, dude, read, learn. And I've got some books here that I wrote down. The top books. These are the 6 top books that if you're a single dude in your 30s right now, and if you've never read these books, I highly recommend you to prioritize these, all right? The 3% Man by Corey Wayne. Incredible book. Get out your phone right now. Just pause the video, pull out your notes, notepad, write this down. All right. 3% Man by Corey Wayne. Atomic Habits by James Clear. The Lost Art of Listening. And The Way of the Superior Man. How to Win Friends and Influence People. And Extreme Ownership. All right. Write these down. Read these 6 books. I'll have to make another video on some of the top books, but you need to read these books for sure. I was thinking, all right, what are like just 6 books? I was going to do 5, but I thought, what are 6 books? So these are the 6, right? So really you can just dive really deep into personal development, dude. Become better for yourself, and you're going to become better for your next girlfriend or, you know, your wife or whoever is down the line, right? Hobbies. If you like to bike when you're younger, start biking. You played an instrument, maybe you play guitar, piano, maybe you've been wanting to be a DJ. I love EDM music. I mean, you like to write, you want to do YouTube, you want to act, you want to play play another, like a intramural sport or something, like a co-ed. Do something, man. Do the hobby that you want. You want to go roller skate? Like, dude, it doesn't matter, right? You have more time for these passion projects. You have the freedom right now to explore new interests, and you have the time to build new skill sets to become more valuable, because that's what it's all about in life. You are judged based on the value that you provide. Think about it. Years ago, our ancestors, right, in these tribes, people knew how to do a lot of different things, and everybody had their own trade or skill set. That's how it's always been. And now it's like, technology, and there's a lot more going on. So pick something, get good at. I highly recommend, if you are not good at sales, marketing, or copywriting or coding, if you don't know how to, well, coding is going to be washed with AI, but sales, marketing, if you don't know anything about these, right now is the best time, because whether you have your own business or you're working for somebody, look, the reality is you're either selling or you're being sold. All right. Dude, if I was still in a relationship right now, like if I had hopped from one relationship to the next, I wouldn't have had the time to really do this deep dive into personal development like I've been able to. Wouldn't be able to level up my career like I have. Wouldn't have been able to really truly find my purpose, because you need that time alone. And even now, when I started YouTube recently, I wouldn't have the time to do all this stuff and try to get that momentum. Especially, that's the thing too, is when you're starting something new that you really want to eventually excel at, it takes a lot of jet fuel to get that going. It's like a rocket when it's starting to take off, right? It's going to require so much fuel and resources and manpower to get that rocket off the ground. So in the beginning stages, you have to put in so much energy and effort and work and hours, dude. Like, it takes a long time. So if you're single, this is the best time right now to pour into that, okay? So many guys get into relationships before they even know who they are or what they want in life. Now, you might be saying, well, Brian, but can't you build with a person? Well, yeah, you can. That's true. You can definitely build with someone, absolutely. But the thing is many guys enter relationships before they've built themselves up, which limits their true potential. And this is what happened to me. So remember, your single years are a golden opportunity to build your dream life without limitations. All right. Now, if this video is hitting home for you right now, I want you to drop a comment below, dude. Let me know where you're at. Let me know where you're at in your journey and what you're working on right now. All right. Next lesson is, being single does not mean you're missing out. Now, the issue is most guys think being single equals failure, right? And that's because society pushes the idea that if you're single, something's wrong with you. When are you going to get married? When are you going to have a girlfriend? When are you going to have kids, grandkids? And why it happens is, dude, people constantly ask, I'm sure you've heard it before from your friends or your family, or maybe all your friends are, have, their significant other. Why are you still single? Well, I have this girl I can set you up with. Like, as if it's a problem, right? It's not a fucking problem. Reality is, singlehood is where you become the kind of man who attracts high quality women. Okay. So again, the solution is focus on becoming a high value man instead of rushing into relationships. And high value man is such an overused term. That's why I created the ascended man. That's what we're talking about, right? It's having that healthy balance between the healthy masculine and feminine energy within you as a man, that yin and the yang. Okay. Men who rush into relationships, dude, they usually fail. I know it happened to me in the past. It's because they never took the time to work on themselves first. Let their bodies go. They become lost. They lack confidence, purpose, and self-sufficiency. They enter relationships from a place of neediness instead of strength. And the truth is, when you focus on building yourself, you become the ascended man. You become a high value man who has options, okay? You don't settle out of loneliness. You can choose from abundance, because that's what it's all about, right? And women are naturally more attracted to men who are fulfilled and independent in their lives, right? Now, there was a period in time that I completely stopped swiping on dating apps, just out of boredom and loneliness. I literally deleted like Bumble, Hinge, Tinder, all those for years. And I actually haven't even really dated in several months now. I mean, dude, I deleted the dating apps for like literally 2 or 3 years and didn't even use them. And that's because I realized I didn't need someone else to feel complete. I was already happy with the life that I built and the life that I'm building and who I'm becoming. So key lesson for you here is when you focus on building yourself, you don't settle out of loneliness. You choose from a place of strength and abundance, and that's the kind of relationship that you deserve. Now, final takeaway for you here. Why should you consider staying single for a while right now? If you're in your 30s and you're still single, the biggest thing, dude, is if you're not where you want to be in your life right now, don't rush into a relationship. Build yourself first. Get in the best shape of your life. Get your finances right. Make money. Build your career. Eliminate any financial stress that's burdening you right now. And develop a strong mindset, emotional control, emotional regulation, which is something a lot of guys struggle with. And build that mental resilience. Discover who you are and what you truly want in life. You got to know, man, your single years aren't a waiting period. This isn't like purgatory, okay? Your single years are a training ground. And if you level up now, when the right woman comes along in your life, you're already the best version of yourself, or you're already on track to have so much more to offer, right? Because we're always constantly upgrading in life. That's what it's about, man. See this season as a blessing right now. It's a blessing. It's a gift, man. All right, bro. If this video helped you, I want you to hit that like button. Comment down below if you're currently using your single years to level up or what you're struggling with. I want to hear your story. And go ahead and subscribe for more content like this. Stay strong, stay focused, stay resilient, and keep ascending. I'll catch you later.